Hello, this is Chris Price Music, and welcome back to Sibelius Scholar. Today is all about text. Text is really important inside music, either for music direction or for music information. Text is your best friend. So first of all, I hate this font a lot. And I can go inside here and I can change it all I want. Prater Sans, let's go for it. Let's go right here. Let's go with another font. Prater as well. Let me go ahead and find it. And there we go. It took too much time already. And it's even the wrong font. So instead of going through that headache of trying to change all our fonts, let's change all our fonts at once. And most of your settings up here, you'll see this little arrow. And that just means more settings. And most of your settings up here, you'll see this little arrow. And that just means more settings. So text font is your best friend. Music font, that's for if you want a different font for music, but I want to change my main text font. So let's go ahead and find our best friend, Prater Serif again. So I'm going to find it. There we go. Prater Serif Pro. And now all the text has changed to that. As you can see up here, all the text defaults are this Prater Serif. Now what I want to do is add some text right here. Let's say I want the player to turn the page, although there's no page to turn. So let's do Control T for text and say, turn page. Easy as that. Now we can go inside here, change the size of the font. If it's 2 lines, turn page now, or else. As you can see, it's justified to the left. Let's put it in the center. Now it's in the center. What's really nice is if I want this to be a smaller size, I can highlight sections and make them smaller. You can have as much fun with that as you would like. But for now, let's just tell them to turn the page. Perfect. So now let's get a title brewing up here. What we can do is we can go to the text menu, Control Text again, and create our awesome title. Let's do for release. Now, here's where it gets really weird. It's tied to the staff. And if we move the staff around, that's coming with us. If we add measures, it's moving around. That's not going to work at all. So what we need to do is we need to add a title. So what I can do is I can right click, and now I have this massive menu full of fun stuff. Stuff that we already know about, such as bars and other things of that sort. But I want to go down to text, the important stuff. And as you can see, we have expression, technique. We already talked about that. That's those 2 things right there. But there's even more. We have other staff text, and this is based on the staff, as you can see. We want to talk about system text, which is all this right here. So as you can see, we have the title. So let's go up here, click, and you can click anywhere, and it'll create the title. So let's go back to that for release. Bam, we have our title. It's stuck there. Now it is tied to the system itself, which is all the staffs. But if I move this staff by itself, it's not going to affect this. But if I move this one, yeah, it's coming with us. But I can add more measures and see things are shifting around over here, but this is just fine. Now, if you saw in the last video, we had this up here. We can enter in the title, and the title didn't change. What the heck? We added a title here, but it's the same over here. And that's because these 2 aren't linked. But if I go inside here and change it to Dan's On number 2, when I come back, it's still not going to be changed. So what we got to do is we can either edit it to say Dan's On number 2, or we can do what's called wildcards. We go inside here and we right click, and now we have all these options. So I'm going to put the title inside there. And now it says this, and you can even manually type this out if you would like to. But when we click away from it or press escape, it says Dan's On number 2. I can go inside here and I can change it as well, number 3. And now it changed. They are linked together. For future users, if you ever change the house style, let's say I import a house style. Let's go to Jazz Reprise. You're going to notice something crazy right here. Now when I go to edit this again, first of all, this menu comes up. I just always click continue editing, and now I get to continue editing. Now let's right click to add the title. Where'd it go? It's gone. Yeah, that's one thing that sucks about a lot of house styles. What we have to do is we have to go to text, let's click on our title, click right here in the arrow in styles, and it's going to put us on title automatically. If you're not clicked on the title, you have to search for it, or in this case, it's already there because it's the last thing I was at. But now when we go up here to edit, inside the word menu, we have to change that to wildcards. That is the most annoying thing on the planet. And now when we go back to it and right click it, we have the wildcards again. As you can see, that sucks to do, but it's a necessary evil when using pre-made house styles. So let's go back before we change house styles. A lot better. Now I'm warning you, when you change house styles, you have to do that with every single text style as well. So let's go ahead and fill out our score a little bit more. The subtitle for Pinau. The composer, Chris Price. Music, the arranger, Chris Price. Music, copyright. If you didn't know this on Windows, if you hold down the Windows key and then press period, this emoji menu pops up. But it has more than just emojis. It has symbols. And if I go over here, I can find the copyright symbol. Copyright, Chris Price. Music. 2025. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and put those inside of our score. Let's right click, text. Let's first add the subtitle right here. Right click again, subtitle. Awesome. Right click, text, composer. Now, there's no text for arranger. So what we have to do is we have to go composer, click here, add the composer, and then press enter. And then I like to put arrange by or ARR dot, then right click again, arranger. Perfect. Now when we click off, they're both right there. Just to show that the arranger is different, let's change the arranger to my full name, Christian Price. Awesome. Chris Price Music, arranged by Christian Price. Again, you can continue editing and you can put whatever you want inside here. You can put by, written by, whatever suits your fancy. So let's go down here. Let's add some copyright. And as you can see, it's not there. But if we go to other system text, there it is, copyright. Put that there, right click, let's go copyright. There it is in all its glory. Over here, what I really like to do, and if you've ever played my music before, you'll see that I always have the revision. So I like to put lyricist. I write rev, even though that's not a lyricist at all. And then I right click and then I say date short. And now the date is there. So let me show you something that gets kind of annoying. Let's say I'm writing a piece for a gazillion pianos. So I throw all the pianos inside there. It's going to say, hey, let's make the staff small. Yes. Okay, perfect. Whoa. I'm not going to be able to read that. What is this, a center for ants? So what we can do is go inside here. Let's just raise it. Let's make this very, 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 very big. Awesome. Perfect. Now I can read that. But here comes a really fun issue. If I go to a part, and you can either go to this drop down right here, or hold Control and then apostrophe, you'll notice that, whoa, that's way too big. What is going on? Yeah, that sucks. So let's go ahead and fix the sizing issue. I believe 12 was what it was. So what we can do to make it big on the score and small on the part is go over here. Again, this arrow. We have our title. You go edit. Now I like using the absolute. I'm going to go ahead and raise it up. And it looked like it was looking good around 34. So let's go ahead and just type in 34. Click OK. Close. That's embarrassing. Aha, I forgot. We messed with the size. When you mess with the size, you have to redo it. So let's get rid of that. Text, title, title, and now already you can see the magic happening. That's big. I can read that. Now when we go to a new part, it's not flying off the page. That's a lot better. And you can do this with everything else as well. It's kind of tedious. What I like to do is I like making templates. Templates are your best friend. So if you ever need a template for a ton of pianos, you can save this as a template. Now, also one thing that you might have noticed. Now, I've been trying to find a way to make this automatic or better, but I, for the life of me, have never found an answer. If you want to change the name from piano to piano 1 and piano 2, etc., you have to double click it, space 1. Awesome. We changed that to piano 1. You have to do that for all of them. This is why templates are your best friend. Another annoyance with that is when I go ahead and add more, over here, the abbreviated version, I have to add that 1 again. If you know the solution to that, please leave a comment because I have not found anything. I've asked everybody I know and nobody knows how to change that. If that's how it is forever, it is what it is, but I hate it so much. Continuing onward with text, one of my favorite items of text is measure numbers. As you can see, pretty self-explanatory. You can do every 5 measures. You can also change the location of it. So let's go ahead and do that. If I click on the arrow menu, it opens this up, and now we can change all sorts of things about it. I can now center the text in the bar. So when I go back, it's now over the center. Let's go back inside here. What else can we do? We can change the style. Again, we have all these things. We can make it bigger in the score, smaller in the part. You can also make it show on a certain staff. So I want it down here in the middle for some weird reason. Let's go ahead and do that. And now, there it is. These are our best friends, and I love them to death. Same with rehearsal marks. Let's go ahead and put a rehearsal mark on measure 5. Awesome, we have A. Before messing with that, let's mess with the bar number. So I'm going to go back here. I don't want it horizontal centered. Perfect. Whoa, what's going on? We have bar number and we have A. That's no fun. So let's go back here. And now we can do hide at rehearsal marks. I don't know why this isn't checked by default. So always remember to check this because having both of them together can be really weird unless that's what you want. The reason why that's weird for me is because I like having a different style of rehearsal mark. What I love doing is bar number, and you can even edit the style. So I can do bar number, and I like having it underlined, and I like having it bold and italic. That's just how I do it. You can do it however you want, but rehearsal marks are amazing. Next thing I want to talk about are lyrics. Lyrics are wonderful. So I'm going to go inside here, make a wonderful melody. And if I hold down Control and then L for lyrics, I'm now in lyric mode. So the way that this works is like any other notation software. I type in a syllable. So let's do my name, Chris. That's 1 syllable. I press space. Now I'm on to the next note. Now, if I want to do my full name, Christian, I would have to do Chris and then a dash for the next syllable, Shin. Awesome. And let's say I want that to be for both notes. I just press space twice. And now this Shin is on both notes. Now I have a word extension, and sometimes they show, sometimes they don't. It depends on the distance between the notes. This right here obviously is showing. But just a notation thing I like to do, I like to make sure there's a slur. So I select a note, press S, and if I need more notes, let's say it says Shen for a few more notes. Very melismatic. Awesome. I can go back here. I can either get rid of it completely, create a new one, and press space. Or if I went too far, hold down Shift and press space, move it back. And if I want to change that later, I can come back here again, space. I can come back here, but don't press space or that's going to start the playback. You have to click on this box right here and then press space or shift space. So perfect. We're cooking with some text. But let's cook a little bit more. Let's say this is a jazz piano part. What I'll do is I'll put in all these B's right here. That'll change them to slashes. which I can do with Shift Alt 3, or you can go over here to notations, notation type, and let's go beat without stem. Awesome. We have slashes. Now let's put a chord right here. I want this to be a C13, sharp 11, flat 9, sharp 5, just for the heck of it. So what I can do is I could go to text, and I could click chord symbol, or I could hold down Control, press K, and I could start spelling it out. So I said C13, and for sharp, I could do plus, I could do sharp, either of them works. Sharp 11, flat 9, flat 5, and I know the flat 5 is the sharp 11. I'm just doing this for fun. And now Sibelius is yelling at me saying this chord doesn't exist because, I mean, it really doesn't. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. But if I do the plus 11, there we go. We have that sharp 11 chord. Now this will pretty much tackle all the chords you need. I mean, altered chords usually aren't going to have a sharp 11. So if I do this altered chord right here, there it is. You can even, if you want to, have triad, try C. Doesn't matter if it's lowercase or capital. It's really nice. Now, one thing that I find really annoying, and this is set by default, let's say we have a guitar. So I want my acoustic guitar notation, not tab. Let's throw that in here. Let's get rid of all these pianos. We don't need them. Yes, get rid of all the pianos. Oh, that's another thing. So getting rid of the top staff. The title is tied to it. So if you get rid of this top staff, bye-bye title. So what would probably actually be better for me to do is to delete all of these. Delete from score. Yes. I'm sure I want to delete it. Very sure. Delete this. And then I'm going to change the instrument to a guitar from the start. But we still got two staves, so let's go ahead and delete that. Yes. Bueno. So now inside here, again, create the slashes. And I want to have a chord symbol. So let's go with Control K, F. Stupid, stupid fretboard. I hate these so much. Hate them. Because what jazz musician wants to see that? So let's get rid of them. Let's burn them. We go to Appearance, Engraving Rules. Then we go to Chord Symbols. And then we just do Chord Text Only. If you're weird and you want to do diagrams only, go for it. But I just do chord text only. So that's today's video, all about text. I really hope you enjoy it. Please leave a like if this helped you out. Subscribe to see more. This has been Chris Price Music with Sibelius Scholar.